Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be discussing the life of Ezzard, the Cincinnati Cobra. Ezzard is one of the most underrated boxers in boxing history. His skill, versatility, footwork definitely cemented his position in boxing. His legacy lives in the ring and beyond. Ezzard was born on July 7, 1921 in Lawrenceville, Georgia. He was raised during the Great Depression and his family was very poor. His family later decided to move to Cincinnati since they had more economic opportunities. Despite his adversities, Ezzard found a passion in boxing. While living in Cincinnati, Ezzard started to make a name for himself as a fighter. His natural talent quickly became apparent, and then he was given the nickname the Cincinnati Cobra. In 1940, Ezzard became a professional boxer, embarking on a long journey that would make him one of the greatest champions of all time.
Heavyweight champion of the world, Ezzard, how do you feel? I feel nice, thanks. I feel all right.
Ezzard started his career as a featherweight, where he had a record of 42-0. In 1938, Ezzard rose his ranks and he obtained the Diamond Belt middleweight champion. Then in 1939, he managed to win the AAU Chicago Championship Golden Gloves, which added to his record. In 1940, Ezzard turned professional, winning his first 17 bouts. His first defeat was with Ken Overleen, a veteran boxer. Ezzard was making his name as a middleweight boxer. He had notable victories with Teddy Yarzos and also the much avoided Charlie Burley. In 1945, Ezzard was unable to fight due to him serving his country in the Second World War. When Ezzard returned from the war, he rose his rank up again as a light heavyweight. Ezzard was beating big names as a light heavyweight. He was beating guys like Archie Moore and Lloyd Marshall. At a point, Ezzard considered hanging his gloves up. He fought a young boxer named Sam Baruti. Tragedy struck in the 10th round. Sam died due to the powerful punches that Ezzard threw. The Cincinnati Cobra blamed himself for his death. Many said that he wasn't the same boxer again. Even legendary trainer Ray Arcel said, "He's like a good horse who won't run for you." It took a lot of persuading to get Ezzard back on the ring and take on new challenges. Even though dominating the light heavyweight division, Ezzard never obtained the title. The Ring magazine has him ranked number 26 light heavyweight of all time. Charles later moved on to the heavyweight division after knocking out contender Joe Baskey and getting a notable victory against Joey Maxim. Ezzard became contender for the title. June 22nd, 1949 was a very special day for Ezzard. This was Ezzard's first time to fight for the heavyweight title. His opponent, Jersey Joe Walcott. Jersey Joe is known for his hard punches, but Ezzard is basically known for his speed. Ezzard and Jersey exchanged blows. For each punch that Jersey threw, Ezzard countered. Both men thought that they were going to go the distance. Ezzard knocked out Jersey Joe Walcott in the 15th round. This was the day that he became heavyweight champion.
And heavyweight champion of the world, Ezzard.
Ezzard would later beat Joe Louis to become lineal champion. Ezzard managed to protect his titles 9 times. In 1951, Ezzard once again fought Jersey Joe Walcott for the 3rd time, but this time was different. Jersey Joe was determined to beat the Cincinnati Cobra this time. Similar to their past two fights, they both relied on the greatest skill set. Joe relied on power punches, Ezzard on counters. Joe's strength took down the Cincinnati legend. Ezzard lost in the 7th round by a knockout.
7th round, Ezzard Charles sheds his crown, and Jersey Joe Walcott becomes heavyweight champion of the world in one of the most stunning upsets of ring history.
Although losing to Jersey Joe Walcott, Ezzard Charles still remained the top contender. He had notable victories against formidable fighters such as Rex Lane, Tommy Harrison, and Bob Satterfield. These small victories led way to one of the most exciting fights in boxing history.
I think he asked you at the beginning how you were feeling, wasn't that right?
That's right, Ed.
Now let's see, what's the fist that is going to do the job on Thursday night?
Rocky was on top of heavyweight class as he was undefeated. Beating Rocky would put the Cincinnati Cobra back on top of heavyweight glory. Rocky and Charles were ready for battle. Rocky punches were so powerful that it made it difficult for Ezzard to leave his hands up for defense. Ezzard did not give up. He went the full 15 rounds, making him the only fighter to do so in history against Rocky. The match was so close, but the victory eventually went to Rocky. Ezzard Charles granted Rocky Marciano the rematch. Ezzard put on a few pounds since he wanted to knock out Rocky Marciano. In the 6th round, this almost happened. Charles almost won the fight. Charles managed to split Rocky's nose in half. The fight almost stopped. The ref gave Marciano 2 rounds in order to prove himself. In the 8th round, the impossible happened. He was like a raging bull, looking for a knockout.
6, 7, 8, 9, with 30 seconds.
After the Rocky fight, Ezzard wasn't really the same boxer. Charles more than likely continued his boxing due to his financial problems. He would go on to lose 13 out of his 23 fights. Charles would finally retire with 95 wins, 23 losses, and 1 draw. Within the 93 wins, 52 were by knockout. In 1968, Ezzard Charles was diagnosed with ALS, also known as the Lou Gehrig disease. Many boxers came out publicly to support Charles, including Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano said that Ezzard Charles was one of the bravest boxers that he ever fought. Charles and the rest of his boxing friends tried to bring awareness to the ALS disease. Sadly, on May 28, 1975, Ezzard Charles passed away in Chicago. He is now buried on Burr Oak Cemetery. Ezzard Charles left a long-lasting legacy in boxing. He was a pioneer that broke the color barrier in boxing. His skills, footwork, and counterpunches are being practiced in boxing today. In 2007, ESPN came out with this list of the greatest boxers of all time, and Ezzard Charles was ranked on number 27. Ezzard Charles immortalized his name in the boxing ring and beyond. But most importantly, he won his name in people's hearts. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you would like to see an inspirational video on Ezzard Charles, click here. If you would like to donate on the ALS organization, see in the description below. Fight on, and see you next time. Till the next round. Peace.